All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to Hephaestus Challenge Gold Playoffs. We are getting into match number 2 between Zeal's Merry Men and the Sky Invading Rhinos, with Sky Invading Rhinos taking that first match out. You know, it looked like they were gonna have a stranglehold on that match, but Merry Men did a great job of coming back and doing a little bit of fancy footwork there.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta imagine that Sky Invading Rhinos is a little bit shook up because I had a feeling that they were like, oh great, we've got 4 kills. We're only down by we only had 1 kill on us. I mean, we're doing good. And then Zill's Merry Men come together, get 2 more kills before they even get the win there. It definitely would shake them. I want to see what they plan to do here on Dunes. It's gonna be another fun one. Hopefully here. Can't wait to see what Zill's Merry Men come up with to see about getting moving forward into the gold playoffs here, because they really need this win to go. This is a best of 3, so they need this win to move on.
Yep, and of course we are going to be on Battle in the Dunes once more, and I mean if there can be basically almost no different maps than Parent and Rumble and Battle in the Dunes. If Parent and Rumble is small and full of debris, Dunes is huge and has no debris whatsoever. So there's not a whole lot to hide behind. You often have long-range snipe-type matches going on here, and we'll see if that stays true. I think Then It Caught Fire might go to a Lumberjack this time around, and looks like, yeah, they have indeed gone to a Lumberfish. Very standard on this map, can really swat ships down. You have, basically a free reign to shoot all the way across the map if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at it, Sky Invading Rhinos have not switched up their ships, so they're using that lumberjack to knock one of those ships down before it gets into range of the goldfish or of the pyramidion. They want to play to the height advantage game. They want to play that vertical game, knowing them. They want to just focus on one and not have to deal with both at the same time. Which would be ideal. Looks like we do have a couple readies, just waiting on Sky Invading Rhinos to ready up, but it's going to be an interesting one.
Yep, and of course, Merry Men definitely have to win this to have any chance of moving on. I think our final map would be on Northern Fjords.
It's actually Duel at Dawn.
Yeah, okay. It's
Northern Fjords is the next one.
Yeah, it's a sea game. That's the Northern Fjords, right? So Duel at Dawn, that's a map that the Merry Men are actually really familiar with, having played with. I feel like almost half the matches that they played in this season was on Duel at Dawn.
Absolutely. I think that's one of those things that Zill was talking about. Man, we just cannot get a break with Duel at Dawn. We are quite familiar with it, yes, absolutely. However, it is one of our more difficult maps, I would say.
All right, so we are getting into match number 2 between Zeal's Merry Men and Sky Invading Rhinos to figure out who will move on to face the Holy Roman Army, the kind of the elephant in the room that nobody really wants to look at because they are just there. They are waiting, licking their chops, and probably watching these matches to see what their opponents are doing, how they're playing, as the first 2 maps in match number C will be the same. It will be Periton and Dunes. So, they are definitely keeping an eye on here to get some scouting information.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. They want to know what the opponents are bringing, what they're comfortable with, what they can use to exploit, definitely. So,
all right, so let's get a quick rundown of ships here on the Sky Invading Rhino side. On the ground, we got Phelan captaining double Merc forward Pyra with a Gatling mortar on the side. And on the Rambition, we've got One Sauce captaining that ship with a Hades light flak and a Artemis and a flare gun on the side.
So with Then It Caught Fire, piloted by Rear Admiral Zill, we've got the Lumberfish lumberjack on the front, flare gun port with a carronade starboard, and on the Macbeth, piloted by 2 left socks, we've got shots fired here on the Grand. Let's focus on that first.
Grand might actually just go down here, as they have just gotten slapped around immediately those lumberjack shots doing wonders, and down goes the ground. But the Macbeth might not be far behind here, as he is getting Rambition down as well. That's about as quick as of a kills I've ever seen on this map. And now Rambition might just get the better of the Endicott fire here, as the armor is already down. Those lumberjack shots are starting to miss here, but the light flak shots keep on rushing on in here versus then it caught fire, and I'm not sure if they can really do anything. Zeal's going to have to make some fancy moves, but Gron has respawned already, and that will be the end of then it caught fire. And holy moly, that was quick.
That was very, very intense. Not something you expect in Dunes. You expect people to fall back, suck into their spawns and just play the waiting game here, but it looks like we're having none of that here. Macbeth, since we didn't get much, Macbeth is getting under fire, but we'll go through the build. It is a Hades flak front with a Banshee mine launcher side, piloted by 2 left socks.
Yep, that is our final ship, so we are getting some shots going off on both ways. Macbeth looks like it's being the main target, but yeah, I mean, look, on Dunes, oftentimes with these long-range guns, what you'll have is the 2 teams kind of just maneuvering around, looking for, whatever thing that they can hide behind, because there's a very limited amount of debris that you can skirt around. But these 2 teams have just said, no, screw it, we're just going to spot and we're going to fire. That's how it's going to go. And I mean, that lumberfish is going directly into red faces. Like that, they're not even deciding to sit back, and I'm not sure if this is the best move, as now it is directly basically under the Grand. And once again, you got to be careful with that lumberjack, because if you're within that arming time, that's going to do nothing. And that armor is already down, and then it caught fire. I don't know what Zeal is trying to accomplish here, as it is just getting slapped around by the then it caught fire, and the Macbeth is way far behind, cannot really do anything. Rambition balloon has gone down, but then it caught fire. The armor is already hurting.
It is, absolutely. Now, the Rambition's balloon is still down. It is sinking. There is no drogue chute that's being popped here, so he is now effectively out of the fight for a while here. But so now we're going to start see the focus on the Grand. We're going to try to get the Grand down here before Rambition can come
it
back
might
up.
actually just get taken out, but not quite. Those last few flak shots didn't do it, so that'll give a Grand a little bit of reprieve. But with the Macbeth still in their arcs, and there goes that armor once more, and light flak does connect, and we got a tie game. Then it caught fire, and Macbeth have taken some permanent damage though, and so now the Rambition with its front guns, they actually have like the killing potential there, whereas the Grand has double merc, so it takes a little bit of work for them to actually kill off a ship. That's probably what saved them there. So it looks like the point here from the Merrymen is to get the Rambition down to the ground, take out the Grand, and then deal with their Ambition afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that is working well for them right now, because the Grand has spawned in, then it caught fire, has switched to the Grand.
Yeah, but all their weapons are out. Every single gun on that ship is out right now.
Yeah, they've got to get that up and running, but it looks like they're just focusing on getting that gun up.
Now, a lot of shots from their Ambition on the Denikov fire missed there, still continuing to miss. That has given the Denikov fire a little bit of time to work here. So Grand, as armor was down once more, but Denikov fire is still hurting quite a lot here as their Ambition is going into the side. Denikov fire might not be long for this world, but in the meantime, the Grand is also going down. Will they get taken out as those light flak shots just missed there from the Macbeth? As the Denikov fire is now trying to deal with their Ambition. The Grand, in the meantime, does go down, but Denikov fire is not far behind, as he will just barely get his armor back up somehow. But is really going to be tough for Denikov fire, although a lot of those shots now going into the balloon that is already down. And their Ambition is being shot at. Denikov fire has got to get that balloon back up before it crashes here, but it will end it. Yes, it will. And that balloon was down for such a long time there, Shink.
Yeah, absolutely. That should have. What I'm thinking is that both engineers were on that hole. They wanted to keep the hole up, try to keep some DPS going out at all possible. But I think that hurt them in the long run here. Macbeth his hole is down. He's going to start get focused like crazy. It seems like they're just giving Sir the kill so that they can group together, get full health here. because Macbeth's not retreating. He's just going full forward here.
Yeah, he didn't really have much of a choice. But I mean, with the Pyra, it takes so long to turn around, and with really nothing to hide behind, and such long-range guns on their Ambition and the Grand, that was going to be very hard to escape from there. So I think the Macbeth just wanted to rush in, try to do as much damage as it possibly could to their Ambition. It got its armor down once, but none of the shots followed up to do any major damage. So once again, we got a 4-3 match here. And and it's been one hell of a match here on Dune so far. As I said, we usually get a lot slower paced games, and this is basically the first break we've had all match.
Everybody, I know what everybody was thinking in the chat here. Oh no, it's Dune. We're going to be sitting here for, the time limit with the overtime here. It's going to be so stinking long. This is not what happened.
Yeah, especially with like
all.
a lumberjack, double mercs. But no, these two teams just got right in the face of each other, and I like, okay, all right.
Now we see a little bit of an overextend by the Grunt. We want to see him correct that, because Rambition is nowhere to assist. So you're going to see then at Caught Fire probably try to land some lumberjack shots on it, get him caught into the debris, but it doesn't look like it's happening. Rambition is coming up high. No spot on the Rambition yet, but it's not long.
Grand lost his as well, as that Dust Cloud did allow it to escape. And their Ambition and Grand getting into a pretty good position here. They've got some decent cover, and then it Caught Fire is dead. I mean, Zil doesn't know how to stop, and that armor is already down. They are trying to get some shots off. Then it Caught Fire, still getting some repairs going on, but that armor is down once more. It's almost like Zil doesn't know if they need... Oh no, this might just end it right here, as their Ambition is... Oh, no, Zil, this is just a horrible approach. Although they are getting some decent damage onto the Grand, they might just be able to take him out, but then it Caught Fire, still taking so much damage here already, and bouncing down to the ground. Our Ambition might be able to end it with a ram right here. And oh, they do get a nice ram, but they barely managed. Then it Caught Fire hanging on for dear life. Grand does go down, and but the problem is that it Caught Fire is not far behind, and that was just a little bit too aggressive there from Zil, I think. But that's just how Zil plays. And the Sky Invading Rhinos do take this with a 5-4 victory, and that will move them into the semifinals versus the Holy Roman Army. And what was an extremely exciting set of matches here, Shink.
Yeah, this was not one of those ones where you could truly predict. Sir did come around with the victory, though. That was some very intense fighting here. You gotta imagine adrenaline is high with Sir right now. They're gonna go into battling the Holy Roman Army, and that's gonna be something very, very hard for them to overcome. Holy Roman Army being the undefeated team, it's gonna be HRA is going to be trying to defend that undefeat. It'd be very interesting to see if they can pull it off. And Sir's got a place to prove here. They've come back from the defeat that they had in the season, and it's great.
Yep. So, of course, we do want to thank Merryman for participating in this season of the Hephaestus Challenge. They did have a rough start at the beginning. Nobody really knew. People at the start expected them to do well, and then they didn't. And then everybody kind of wrote them off, and then they came back and took second place in the Anvil division. So that's a very good accomplishment for them. And having fought extremely tooth to nail here in this finals, they do get taken down by the Sky Invading Rhinos, but at least it was a very entertaining set of matches. But as you said, we are going to go into Sky Invading Rhinos versus the Holy Roman Army next. So guys, while we get this lobby set up, we do want to thank you for being here. I am, of course, Imagine once more, and with me co-casting today is Shink. Do go watch the other stream, of course. You can see that at robanddan.tv/live. It looks like it is a 2-1 lead in that match for the Goldwater Thralls, with Cake actually having taken the first game. And Shink, you were telling me before that you think Cake might do well in this match. You were looking for them in the finals, and so far they are 1-0 on the Globewater Thralls. So who knows? Your prediction might just come true there.
I hope so. It's going to be it's one of those things where I just got this feeling Cake is going to do pretty good. So here's hoping to see him in the finals. I will be interested to see what happens here.
All right, guys. So while we get ready for our next match, we'll be coming up in just a short while. Do not go anywhere. We will be going to a short little break. Do come back. We'll be back in a few minutes.